What is up? How are you now? Hope you're having a good one. I think y'all have looked around. We've seen it. Where have all the streamers gone? Seems every time I turn on my Twitch and I'm hanging out, my followed list is significantly shorter than it used to be. And I don't have as many streamers that are going live as they used to. And every time I go live, seems like something happened over the last year where I took a slight dip in my progress working up the average viewer count. I know you guys have seen it. We've talked about it. When I go to raid out, sometimes I'm sitting there and normally I have a lot of people that I kind of follow or pay attention to that I like to raid, and I just don't have the options that I once did. There's a really easy answer to it, but to get to the answer, you have to look at what caused the problem. A little while back, if you can remember, think back to a time when everyone got locked in their house, told they couldn't leave, and that's all there is to it. The world got sick. All of it, the entire world. They got sick and we got told we're not allowed to do anything anymore. A bubble formed around internet content because people had nothing to do. They had all this free time to consume content. And because that time is gone now, people are going back to, things like work and life. And as that happens, people have to do things, life gets in the way. The viewers can't show up as often, which drives the numbers down, and some people walk away from streaming in the industry. But if you look at it from a graph from the start of the sickness until now in present day, it's been consistent. The growth pattern is there. It's the same. It's on the same trajectory. There's just this huge hump in the middle. And that has sent a lot of internet companies scrambling because they saw the bubble, they bought into the bubble, they hired staff to expand in the bubble, and when that dip came back and everything returned to the normal trajectory line of where they were at, they realized they had too much staff for what their income and content consumption was. And now all of these companies, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Google, they've all done rounds of layoffs, and the tech industry surrounding internet and internet content has shrunk because people have gone back to work. And I think there are a lot of streamers that kind of fall in this category, and this kind of shows viewers to streamers, like how many streamers, how many viewers, they kind of follow the exact same trajectory again. And I think there were a lot of people who started streaming right there, and then they got this false blow up because people started watching at that time and people started streaming at that time. Everyone was looking for new viewers, new streamers, all that. And there are people that got in that bubble, said, I can do this full time because my numbers support it. And when it shrunk back down to its normal growth pattern, it didn't pan out, and it was disappointing for them. The only company that isn't affected by this is Kick, because they didn't exist during the sickness. So the only company that can say like, we're growing right now instead of shrinking like everyone else is Kick, but it's really easy to grow when you were at zero during the bubble. That being said, some validity to it. Like, they are having reasonable growth. They're still extremely small and extremely new, have stuff to figure out, but I think some people benefited massively from the bubble. I think a lot of people benefited massively from the bubble, and that highlights the whole, some people thought that during the bubble this could be my full-time job because I have people showing up, I have the right numbers, I have the right donations, whatever, during this bubble, so that when it dropped off, because they were making a decision on the edge of their growth, they no longer had that sustainability. And I think that's why a lot of streamers walked away, because they made the decision based on a temporary situation, which isn't their fault. It's just no one was really paying attention to what was driving those people who were extremely consistent in their streaming schedule. And I could, wake up every morning and get ready for the day watching one or two different streamers. Those one or two streamers aren't consistent anymore. It's a lot more sporadic. And part of me feels like it's disappointment over this shrink in viewership, which is understandable, but once you start losing that consistency, whether it be because you're demotivated or you don't think that you're at the same place, whatever that may be. Once you lose that consistency, you're going to most likely excel the shrinkage for your specific channel, because people are people of habits. They want to do the same thing. Like I said, there's streamers I woke up in the morning to, because in the morning I have a routine. I sit down and I get this ready to go out, and I get that ready to go out, and I post this. And during that routine, I like to have background noise. And if those streamers aren't there, I'm gonna find someone else. And do you think if you then scheduled your streams to work with more 9 to 5 average work schedule, like instead of streaming at 12 p.m. on weekday, stream at 6 p.m. on weekdays and stream more on the weekends? This is a statement that I've seen pushed around a lot of different ways. Do you want to pick this point right here? Every single day is this valley. So do you want to pick this spot right here, or do you want to stay down here where you're at? And that's kind of the question. Do you pick the peak, or do you pick the valley, or up the hill or down the hill? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you pick the peak or the valley. In this situation, it matters that you pick the most consistent thing for you. Because let's say you pick the peak, because that's when the most viewers are, most discoverability, whatever your thought is on that. You pick that peak, but you have things that tend to occur during that peak time. I built my schedule around when my kids are at school, and being a stay-at-home parent, I don't have anything going on, so I can focus on this and I can be consistent in that. So now I know that I can do it every day, and that is probably a bigger driver than trying to pick the exact time that's right for your audience, because consistency is going to be better than picking the high volume time in an inconsistent manner. Like and subscribe, do this stuff. You want all that? All of that. Hey there, it's Skeg Broggy. Thanks for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and follow me here on Twitch for more awesome content. Link is in the description.